All right. So my first question for you is, how did you get into football
As far as like arena or just like in general?
in general?
Well, my growing up, football was a big thing. Growing up, down there in Lakeland, Florida, it's rather you played football or basketball. And then my pops, he was a little league football coach at the time, so
Okay.
he who I played under growing up and everything, and then also just playing around the with the kids in the neighborhood, So it was just all the thing I was around growing up. So
Okay. And before I forget, I'm looking at your stats right now, and it says that you have an interception from last year. Do you remember how you got?
yeah,
Do you remember how you got that?
yeah.
Give
Yeah,
us
that
like
was
a.
actually my first professional interception. I was playing with the Washington Wolfpacks last year. And we was playing against the Oregon Lightning, and I was at Jack. And it was like probably like at like the 15. We was on our backs against the wall on the 15, and the quarterback was trying to throw a sail route, and I was just happened to be at the right spot at the right time and picked it
Okay.
off and everything. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was the first time actually I had the ball in my hand. I did not know what to do with it because it was like I was just so shocked that I had interception. It was crazy.
Yeah. Uh, do you remember what your recruiting process was like with Kentucky State, and can you give us a breakdown of that?
Yeah, with Kentucky State, I'm a JUCO player, so I was at Fond du Lac Community College up in Minnesota, and with that process, there was a coaching staff before the coaching staff that was there when I got there. Uh, that previous coach staff, that's the ones who had recruited me, and once they recruited me, I was like, yeah, I'll come in on a scholarship. I accepted the scholarship and everything, but when I got there, they had fired that whole coaching staff. So I ended up having to just walk on and then having to go improve myself
Okay.
to the new coach staff that was on. So I went there and that was the that was the spring of 2019 when
Okay.
the new coach staff came in and everything. So yeah.
Uh, why did you choose the numbers that you did? You started at 81 in college, then it was 4 at Washington, and now it's 12 in Minnesota. Do you remember why you chose all those numbers?
Well, initially I wanted 4 when I was in college, but there was another recruit that had 4, well that the coach was giving 4. But 81 actually the head coach gave me that number because he said I reminded him of T.O. when I was in college. So he
Okay.
gave me 81. With Washington, I picked 4 because that was my pops, one of his high school numbers when he played football. So that's why I had that one. And then this year I just got stuck with 12. But it's all right though.
Yeah. Uh, what emotions did you feel after getting traded after only 1 year in Washington?
Washington. Well, I was kind of sick because even though we didn't have the best season during Washington, I met some good people out there, some good folks. The program was ran really well.
Yeah.
And with me getting how that situation ended over there, I was a little hurt because I wanted to finish out the season with the guys. My brothers out that way. So, but yeah, I was a little upset. But everything runs its course for a reason. So
Yeah, you were playing great there too. You
yeah,
had
yeah.
seven
Yeah.
receiving touchdowns. And you had a rushing touchdown. Do you remember your rushing touchdown?
I think I had like 4 rushing touchdowns.
For real? I'm
Yeah,
look,
I had like 4 rushing touchdowns.
I'm looking at your stats. It says you only have one. Do you remember like,
They only gave me one. That's crazy.
yeah.
They
Anyway,
don't be doing best with they don't be doing the best with keeping track of stats. Ain't even gonna lie.
yeah.
But I definitely like 4.
Uh, how do you create separation in a smaller arena football stadium compared to like normal 100-yard stadiums?
It's really about like how you run your routes. You got to do a lot more stemming, and then you got to run your routes based off other receiver routes too. And then a lot of times it's just like body language. Like you can show try to show yourself as going one way and then go the other way trying to confuse the defender.
Yep.
And then a lot of times other than that, you just gotta run. That's
Uh,
yeah.
what has your favorite touchdown or catch been of your career so far?
My favorite touchdown of career would probably be my first touchdown when I was in I was in I can't even think. Oh my gosh, blank minded right now. I was in Gillette. I'm tripping. I was in Gillette, Wyoming. That was my rookie year in 23. My first touchdown. That's probably my favorite. But my most like entertaining one, but they called it back. I had a diving catch versus Washington, and I got up and slapped the helmet of the defender. That's probably the most funniest one though. That's probably my second for sure. But first, yeah.
Do you remember what routes you ran for both of them?
Um, my touchdown, my first touchdown was a post, and then the second route I was talking about, it was a stop and go.
Okay. Uh, how does motion before the snap help your game, and how long did it take you to adjust to that role?
Me personally, I'll say because I ain't got the best acceleration. So like the high motion, it gives me a chance to get to my top speed into my route a little faster than usual, and be able to be more of a threat in my routes and everything. But it probably took me a couple games to really get adjusted, especially my rookie year. But I also had some training before then because I had a guy, Coach Tony back in Florida. He coached a lot of arena leagues coming up. He
Okay.
showed me some stuff before I even started playing arena. He showed me some stuff as far as what arena player does and how the motion goes and everything. So I had an ideal of how it goes, but once I had like it took a while for me to get adjusted. I was like gain speed and everything, and actually properly running the routes and everything with it.
Did you ever like jump off sides, like false start, because you couldn't time it up with like the snap?
Yeah, but that's mainly like that's really it falls on the quarterback
Okay.
because the quarterback is you gotta adjust to different players' speeds and everything. So that's what that timing costs if anybody jumps off sides.
Yeah. Uh, what's the hardest part about playing with the rebound nets with the ball always in play?
Just remembering that the ball is already in play because a lot of times if the ball get thrown and it hits the net or hits the top of the wall, you be thinking like, oh, the play's dead.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that it's still active and live, so you can always make a catch off the bounce.
Uh, did you guys have a problem with that against Bell Beaumont, where they
Hey, man.
scored? Yeah, where they scored a
Um,
touchdown off the rebound net?
Well, I don't remember how exactly that happened. Like I don't recall like because I was blocking. So like all I
Yeah.
know is I turned around and it was a touchdown for them. And I was confused of what actually happened. So but I don't know the returners. I don't know. I don't know. They
Okay.
definitely got two touchdowns out for it.
Uh, what is your relationship with Javante like, and how did you two build that build? How did you two build that bond between you two?
The quarterback J5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. It's crazy because my first time playing with Javante, I actually played against him. So like when I was in college, um, when I was transitioning between JUCOs as a summer where I played some semi-pro after my sophomore year in college. He played for a team in North Dakota and I played for a team in Minnesota. He actually beat us. I think they beat us by like 30 or something like that. But
Okay.
that was my first time playing against him and I didn't know it. But as far as like my first time playing with him was the first year with the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Well, we won a championship, and then we won a championship in the second. But with me and him, it's like brotherly love. We always together. You want to put in work. I'm always down for it. He cool folks. Me and his mom got a good relationship. So that's like family for real, for
Yeah.
real.
Uh, is the Duluth what are they called? The Monsters? Is that the I
Uh, the the Harbor Monsters or the Minnesota Monsters?
the Harbor Monsters? Is that the IFL?
No, they're in the TAL.
What's that?
It's called the Arena League. It's another arena league owned by I think Jim Brown, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. They play teams like Iowa Woo, the Lunkers, uh Arkansas Diamonds, and then some it's a couple new teams they got in there. The Memphis team, Eclair Axemen. It's just another arena league, but they don't have the traditional like 8-man rules. They have I think it's think it's 7 man. And they don't have no offensive linemen. And they don't do field goals and kickoffs. They do throw offs.
Okay.
Um, so it's kind of like a mixture of 7-on-7 arena in a sense.
So it
It's very fun though. I ain't even like it's very fun. It's very fun. That's probably the most fun I had playing arena was playing in the TAL.
so is AF1 like the highest level?
As far as arena,
Yeah.
I would say yes. I think they kind of share a plate with the IFL.
Okay.
IFL has been around a little longer and is in a little, you can say a little more stable. But as far as like recruitment and everything getting to the next level, the IFL and AF1 is probably one of the two leagues you want to be in to get your exposure.
Okay. So I did an interview with Kyler Edwards yesterday, and
Mhm.
I asked him the same question, but what adjustments did you make going from Florida to now in Minnesota? Like, how did you make that adjustment?
Well, for me, it was kind of like over time thing because I graduated in 2016. And then right after graduation, I actually went to JUCO in Minnesota. So for the most part, my adjustment came with just being able to survive in the cold, being able to wake up and make sure I got enough layers on. Um, Other than that, and then just being around people that kind of give you the keys to, just living in the harsh winters and stuff like that. But other than that, it's not been too much of an adjustment. It's actually a lovely place to be in. Communities loving, and you meet some great people out here.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the easiest way to adjust is like just the people I had met around here. That was pretty cool.
Did you know Kyler growing up, or did you guys kind of just meet here?
Mm-mm. No, but we went when we was in college. He went to EKU, and I went to Kentucky State, and we're like an hour and a half apart.
Yeah.
So we got some mutual friends before we even came up here.
Okay. Uh,
Mm.
let's see. Here's a fun one. If you could catch a touchdown pass from any quarterback in history, who would it be?
Mm. That's a good question. It will probably be. It'll probably Jameis Winston. He's a funny guy.
He is a
Our
funny guy.
celebrations probably be cold. Yeah, just for the celebrations.
Uh, what would you say that your favorite touchdown celebration would be? Would it be the head top on the opponent?
That was probably my favorite. Yeah, yeah. Actually, this most recent was probably at least my top one too, though. The belt one. That was pretty funny. That was a Florida celebration.
Do you like to come up with a new one for each game?
I try to, but sometimes when I get in the game and if I was to score, a lot of times I forget about him and I just do the first thing that comes to my mind. To be honest.
Yeah, okay. What are some things you like to do for fun when you're not playing football?
I'm a big movie guy.
Okay.
So watch movie. I got a little fire pit and a projector screen in my backyard. I do bowling and sightseeing. Anywhere with a nice view, it's cool with me.
Are you a Marvel guy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I enjoy Marvel movies. I ain't the most, you feel me? I don't remember every detail, but I
Yeah.
definitely enjoy a good Marvel movie. Mhm.
Okay. So I've got one more question for you. What is some advice that you would give to someone trying to take their game to the next level?
Just every day, just stack the work, man. Continue to grind, continue to put in work, and I always remember that you can always be better. So
Yep.
like be your biggest be your biggest critic, so the next person don't have to because you see the work you put in, you see what you display out on the field. So as long as you keep working, you get your 1% every day, you're gonna be all right.
Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks, LD.
No, I appreciate it, man. You have a good one, Zach.